Hello my friends, and welcome to my Debbie Read at Cards03 YouTube channel. Today I am going to share with you a card that I made using the Sunrise Sailing, and it is an online exclusive that will be available tomorrow. I highly recommend buying the entire suite. It's an amazing set, and I'm going to show you a whole bunch of things that we're going to use on the card today. The card that I've used before is this one, and this is just doing the stamping. And then this is a card that I saw Susan Camfield make a card similar. I made changes to the card. I'm calling it a flip up because it flips up and then you would write on the back. And I'm going to show you how to create this. And like I said, there's lots of pieces to it, so I'm going to just show you as we make the card. I just found that it's easier that way. So the stamps that I'm using, not that you would need these, this was just for sentiments. So obviously we're using the Sunrise Sailing Suite. That means you're getting everything. And then I'm using the Best Year for the Wishing Your Best Year Yet. I'm using Simply Said for Let's Celebrate. And I'm using Charming Duck for the Happy Birthday that just fit perfectly on the card that we're going to create today. You're going to need a basic white card base. It's an 8.5 by 11 cut at 4 1/4. Then you're going to take that cut piece and you're going to fold it in half and you're going to score it. And I've already cut mine, so it's got little flaps hanging around here, but I didn't score it, so got to score it. Take your bone folder and give it a nice crease. Okay, then what you're going to do is run it through your cutting. You're going to open this up flat. Like I said, I already cut mine. You're going to put this in at, I believe I did 7/8 of an inch. So it would be right there. And you're going to close this and you're going to line your blade up to your fold and cut straight down. Then you're going to come to this side at 7/8 and do the same thing. Okay, super simple. And then we're going to, I lost my blade. Hold on. Then we're going to do some other cutting, which I'm going to do with you. Well, no, I'm not. It looks like I already cut that too. But you're going to run a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 through the swirl embossing folder. Where did I put it? Where? Oh, here it is. Okay, it's called the So Swirly embossing folder, and I absolutely love this. This is where I was inspired. Susan did this in her video, and I loved it, so I'm copying the swirl. And then you're going to take the swirl and you're going to cut it. So it's going to get cut at 3/4, 2.5, and 3/4. So the trick to cutting your paper is decide which side you like your pattern. If you like the pattern better this way, turn it and cut it this way. If you want your swirls to go this way, that's fine. I'm going to just, anyway. You're cutting your little pieces. This is the first thing you need to do. If I were doing this on the video, I would have cut this side. So I would have turned it, put it in and kept the pattern straight and then turned it because I like the swirls going up and down. It's just a preference thing. So it's no big deal. I didn't do it on this one. No loss. Okay, now what I'm going to do before I even glue anything is take my bone folder and I'm going to press these creases out, the little cuts. Okay, then we're going to close this and we're going to glue these pieces in the order that they need to be on the card. So let's go ahead and place these on. You get to decide if you want the raised edge up or if you want the debossed. I'm going with the raised up. I happen to like that look. You're going to just put these on as best you can, lining them up. Like I said, you want to keep the pattern together. And then put this one down, making sure it's in the same height as the other one, making sure it's same on both sides. That looks good. And then our third piece. And it's gonna go right there. Just like that. For some reason, this piece doesn't look equal to that other one, but oh well. Okay, now we're going to lift this up. And then I took some Balmy Blue and I ran it through the embossing folder to get the water. And we're going to glue that right on this spot. And I'm going to move this aside so I can see how far I need to put the glue and line this up so I know on the other side. So I can glue right there. And you want glue on these two little flaps because that's the only thing that's holding this down. And you want to make sure this stays straight because these little flaps will move around, and keep it lined up. And then you can decide how it's lining up on this little flap. And we want it to be even on the edges and on the bottom. So nothing's sticking up anywhere, so this is good. Okay, now we're going to flip this way, and we're going to glue our tiny piece on to this section. Once again, to see how far I need to glue, I'm going to just slide this, line this up with my grid sheet so I can see approximately on this side, and then same process. Glue this whole bottom piece and add this to the corner and make it even. And then make sure that the sides are even and nothing's hanging off the bottom. And we're good to go there. Okay, now to decorate this. This is where some fun comes in. So you would take your stamp. So I did play with this morning, so my inks are still real messy. But we're gonna take Secret C, and we're gonna ink the sailboat in Secret C. Let's stamp that. And then we're gonna take Real Red, and we're going to do the flags and line this up and put those down. And then we're going to take Misty Moonlight, and we're going to fill in the boat with color. Once again, my messy stamp, I was playing with it already. And line this up and stamp. For some reason, the bottom of my stamp is not doing well. Okay, there we go. Now this is where you have options. You can either die cut this with just the die, and then you end up with just the sailboat, or you can use this amazing embossing folder and you can put the die in place, and then you can put your stamped image in place and line it up, and then you would take it to your cut and emboss machine, and you would close this, run it through with this edge up, and you would end up with this wonderful textured die. So that's the back side of it. It actually does some little grooved edges in there that kind of make like a little window. Can you see those? I don't know if you can see the little window on there or not, but it makes little windows on here. So I thought that was cute. So now we're going to take our cute little boat, and we're going to die cut 2 clouds from this set, a large cloud and a small cloud. And on the small cloud, we're going to take ahoy and stamp ahoy on here. And that is going to be in Memento Black. And line that up right there. And there you have ahoy. I have one that I stamped earlier that's better. We're going to use the better one. I don't do well on videos with my stamping. So this is going to go up on top, and we're going to glue that. We're not gluing it. We're going to actually use dimensionals and put this down on the card. Man, I'm like Butterfingers today. I'm going to use the large dimensionals. We're going to use 2 of them. And 1 small. So let me grab my little minis and do a little mini on here. Take the tabs off. And place that right on here. Just like that. Then we're going to take our sailboat, and I'm going to place the sailboat on here and glue flat, and then add dimensionals, a couple of dimensionals to the sail part. I'm staying down on the bottom with my dimensionals because I want the top to just kind of free float. So like that. And then I'm going to put glue on the bottom. No, I'm not. I am using glue dots because I want some of the bubble of the glue dot to be on here. So hold on. Glue dots on the bottom. Okay, 3 or 4 of them. I think 4. Let me grab 2 more. 3. And 1 more. Okay, and 4. Okay, and then we're going to put that down, centered. About right there. And then we're going to take our birds, and I die cut 5 of them. So we're going to take our tweezers and little dabs of glue. These are easy to glue, so no worries. You don't need a lot. I'm going to place a bird here. Then we're going to grab another bird. And I have ink all over me. I am a mess. So we're going to grab another bird, put just tiny dot, don't need a lot. And this one's going to go about there. And then I'm going to add 1 more bird to this other side. Let me grab the bird. Okay. And it's going to get on this other little flap. Okay, and it's going to go right there. Okay, there is the front. Then I have a little happy birthday, and I think I am not going to actually stamp it. I'm going to show you the card because I just didn't have my paper supplies. So there's the little happy birthday on the front of that. Okay, now we're going to decorate the inside. We're going to flip this up, and this is where my little sentiment's going to go, and it is from Best Year Yet, and we're going to stamp the wishing you your best year yet. So let me grab a block. Let me grab another block. That one's not large enough, so put that on, and I'm going to ink that in Memento Black ink. And I'm going to kind of right in the middle. Okay, that's gonna go right there. And then this is going to be decorated. So we're going to take a sailboat. Now the sailboats, I'm going to just show you. You can have, with the sailboat, you would have whatever color sail, but you can also take your bone folder and you can crease the sail on the side and give it dimension. And to see the difference between the two. So I'm going to take a boat. On my card I use blue. This time I'm going to go with green. And we're going to just put glue on this part of the sailboat and add this to the boat. Line it up with the tip of the pole. And then we're going to adhere that to the card with another little cloud. Let me grab, I thought I only needed 2. We need 3. I'm going to put a cloud here. I just think that's cute. So putting this little cloud down. And then I'm going to add some birds to the inside of that too. And then we're going to put our sailboat down, and it's going to be about right there. And I'm going to just glue it down on the boat part and a little bit of the bottom sail. Actually, I need a dimensional on this bottom sail, because it's gonna have a pop up there. Okay, so this is gonna get put here, just like that. And then we're gonna flip the top up and add some more of the birds. Actually, I'm gonna add the birds now. And let me grab my tweezer. This looks like a lot, but it actually is a fun card. Doing it on a video, I always get nervous. I don't know why, but I do. So just take your time with this. This isn't one where you have to be in a rush. I'm not really in a rush myself, but I always feel like I have to rush, that people are bored watching. You can always speed through if you're not liking what you see, right? And when you have glue gobs, you have to get them off. Let them dry first. Mine wasn't really wet. And then one more bird is going to come down on the bottom. Do I want one there? No. I'm going to put one up here. I'm going to put one there. No, I'm not, because I don't like that. Okay, I like things in 3s. So we're done with this page. We're going to flip over, and I'm going to put that bird over here and see how it looks when I flip the other page down. I don't know that I want to see it on the other side. So put this down. I'm going to put this over here like that. Okay, now we're going to take another one of our little embossed pieces and put water here. I told you I was having fun with this. I like doing cards where you create scenery. So this one is one of those cards where we're going to put a bunch of boats here. And once again, put that down so it's from edge to edge. Make sure it's not overhanging on the back. And then we're going to add little boats. So that is going to have sailboats everywhere. So we're going to place the little boats down and just make sure that they're not in the way of when we flip this down. So I will do another blue and orange one. And then I'm going to flip this down to see what's showing, and wow, I just have to move this one a tiny bit. And they're right in the right spot. I do want these to come up a tiny, so hold on. I want this to come up. So anyway, you're going to play with this. This is taking some little fussing because you need to make sure nothing's being shown. So when you flip this up, you're kind of like surprised what's behind there. So you get the idea. Anyway, then you're going to end up with, because it's just, my fingers are dirty and I don't want to be gluing these down when it's a mess. So this is how this works. You're not seeing anything when you flip the card up, then you have that surprise. And then the back of your card, you're going to put a piece of balmy blue cardstock because it matches the water. And then another cloud, your sentiment, another boat, and this would be where you're writing. That is the card, and I hope you like it. I hope you will consider making this one. And until next time, go make something uniquely yours. Thanks for watching. And I'm sorry I cut it short. It's just, I have to go wash my hands. They're a mess. If you like the card, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click the bell if you want to be notified for more videos. Leave comments, I always get back to you. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And go make something uniquely yours, and bye for now.